Have you ever noticed something strange at work? The person who is the most competent, the most disciplined, the one who actually solves problems, is often the one who becomes the most uncomfortable presence in the room. Meanwhile, the mediocre manager, the lazy coworker, the well-connected employee seem to move upward without resistance. At first, this feels confusing. We grow up believing that talent is rewarded, that skill is respected, that excellence naturally rises to the top. But once we enter real systems, corporations, institutions, bureaucracies, even governments, something disturbing becomes visible. The more talented you are, the more dangerous you become. Not dangerous to the mission of the organization, but dangerous to the people running it. Because in a system built on mediocrity, talent becomes a liability. And slowly, quietly, the system begins to push it out. As the philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer once wrote, "Talent hits a target no one else can hit. Genius hits a target no one else can see. Why excellence threatens mediocre systems." To understand this phenomenon, we need to talk about something deeply embedded in human psychology: crab mentality. If you place a single crab in a bucket, it can climb out easily. But if you place many crabs together, something strange happens. Every time one crab tries to escape, the others pull it back down. No leader, no plan, just instinct. And this same instinct quietly operates inside human institutions. When someone performs too well, they expose the incompetence of those above them. Imagine a young analyst in a corporation who produces work twice as good as everyone else. Instead of being celebrated, managers begin to feel something else: threat. Because if a junior employee solves problems faster than management, the question naturally appears: why do we even need the manager? The talented employee unintentionally exposes the illusion of authority, and illusion is something fragile people will defend at any cost. So what happens next is rarely direct. No one says, "You are too talented." Instead, the system uses subtle weapons. Your ideas are ignored. Your promotions are delayed. Your mistakes are exaggerated. Your confidence is slowly attacked. Meanwhile, another type of employee quietly rises. Not the most competent, but the most loyal. The one who flatters authority. The one who never questions bad decisions. The one who understands the ancient rule of dysfunctional systems: never outshine the master. Now combine this with another powerful force: nepotism. Across the world, many institutions are not meritocratic pyramids. They are family trees. Positions are protected for relatives, friends, political allies, and insiders. In such systems, talent becomes a problem. Because a highly capable outsider can outperform the insider who was guaranteed the position. And when this happens, the system does not reward excellence. It eliminates the threat. This is why so many brilliant individuals find themselves isolated at work. They speak with clarity while others speak with politics. They work with discipline while others work with appearances. And slowly they realize something uncomfortable. The system does not fear incompetence. It fears competence. In the film The Dark Knight, the character the Joker explains a brutal truth about systems. Introduce a little anarchy, upset the established order, and everything becomes chaos. Talented people do exactly that. They upset the established order. Stop seeking validation from broken systems. Once you understand this reality, A powerful shift must happen inside your mind. You must stop expecting dysfunctional systems to reward merit. Because systems that protect mediocrity cannot recognize excellence. Expecting fairness from them is like expecting honesty from a con artist. The first step is psychological independence. Talented people often seek approval from authority. They believe recognition will eventually arrive if they just work harder. But in rigged environments, working harder only increases your visibility as a threat. Instead of seeking approval, observe the structure of the system you are in. Ask yourself one brutal question. Is this system designed to reward competence or designed to protect power? If the answer is power, your strategy must change. Do not expose your full strength too early. Learn when to be visible and when to remain invisible. Strategic intelligence becomes more important than raw talent. The second step is mobility. Talented individuals should never remain trapped in environments that punish ability. Your greatest asset is not loyalty to an organization. It is the portability of your skill. The world is large, and systems vary. Some institutions suffocate talent. Others desperately search for it. Your responsibility is to find environments where competence is not seen as a threat, but as a necessity. And the third step is autonomy. Throughout history, many exceptional individuals eventually stopped relying on traditional hierarchies. They built their own systems, their own companies, their own platforms, their own audiences. Because when you control the structure, talent stops being a liability. How talented people survive. Rigged systems. If you suspect you are operating inside a system that punishes excellence, there are several practical strategies you can use. First, master the art of quiet competence. Do excellent work, but avoid unnecessary confrontation with fragile authority. Not every battle needs to be fought. Sometimes survival requires patience. Second, build value outside the system. Your skill should not depend entirely on one employer, one manager, or one institution. Learn skills that are globally transferable. Writing, analysis, communication, technology. These abilities create independence. Third, build networks with other competent people. Talented individuals often feel isolated because mediocre systems separate them intentionally. But when competent people find each other, they create powerful alliances. Ideas grow faster, opportunities multiply, and protection emerges. Finally, understand a harsh but liberating truth. Your goal is not to fix broken systems. Your goal is to outgrow them. Because history shows something remarkable. Talented people may be suppressed temporarily. But over time, systems built on mediocrity collapse under their own weight, while the individuals who refuse to shrink their abilities eventually rise somewhere else. The real tragedy is not that talent threatens mediocre systems. The real tragedy is when talented people begin to doubt themselves and voluntarily shrink to fit inside them. Never forget this. In a rigged system, talent may look like a liability, but outside that system, it becomes power.